So in studio with us right now is a Lynchburg music legend. And he always shudders when I say that about him, but I say that quite frequently.
Makes me sound old.
Makes you sound what? Old. Mr. Lew Taylor, how you doing, man?
I'm all right, man.
You good?
Yeah, I am good. And before we even get started in this, I have to send props out to you, man, for doing this and for becoming so active and living your dream, man. Living your dream.
Can you say that again louder so Jamil can hear it?
I heard it.
Oh, you heard it?
Thanks. He'll send you your check
Jamil
later.
Jamil hates for anyone to give me credit or props.
I don't hate that. I don't hate it.
When they do, because whenever people compliment me, when I look at you,
No,
and your facial expression says it all. It's like,
I was just listening. I was listening to it. He said, but I was thinking,
he
like,
ain't invent the wheel, he ain't invent fire, he ain't
I
make
know
water.
you're really enjoying it and making sure that you're being recognized.
It's just that so many people I meet live their dreams inside their heads.
Yeah.
And, you know, while that's all well and good, the world doesn't recognize what goes on inside your head. And I'm very, very glad that you're out here doing this thing. Go ahead.
I love that, man. See, I know it's worth having you on this show, man.
That's the only reason
I'm glad I just happened to pop in.
Just happened to pop in. I heard the keys downstairs playing. I'm like, who was that? I said, Lew Taylor. I said, get him up here. So wonder you're not playing anywhere right now because you're very prolific all over the place as a musician. You're performing here, performing there, everywhere.
That's because it's the morning. It's daytime in Lynchburg. When we start having gigs in the morning, I'll be there.
Okay, got you. That's pretty good. So, what's new on the music scene, man? I know that you're trying to like really jumpstart.
Yeah, man. Well, and it's very possible that I could be kind of out of the loop in certain aspects because I am an old school guy. I admit it. I admit it proudly. You know, there would be no new school without an old school to say that there's a new school.
That's right.
But a lot of times when I am not gigging prolifically, as you say, I believe you actually used the word prolifically.
I think it was incorrectly.
No, you didn't say incorrectly. You said prolifically.
Okay. So that's what I like about Lew. Now I have to tell you a little backstory because Lew and I own the house band together.
Okay.
And his nickname on the band, he's Morpheus. And look at him. He does look the part.
Yes.
But he plays keyboards with his hands behind his back.
Nice.
It's pretty interesting. But you know, but he is very like super intelligent. So I always have to be careful what I say around him. But continue. I'm sorry.
I lost my point. No, actually, when I go out to try to check out the scene, a lot of times, Lynchburg has come quite a ways, but it's still got a long way to go. There are still separate Lynchburgs within Lynchburg, and I noticed that on the live music scene, you can really get people out for what I call the beer bands, and I'm not going to name any names.
Right. Okay.
I'm not going to put myself in that position, but there are beer bands, and then there's everybody else.
Right.
And the venues for everybody else are thin, few, and far between. Now, it could be a result of market pressures. Maybe nobody wants to hear the bands that aren't beer bands, but I don't think so. I think it's a matter of venues, and I think it's a matter of marketing. And I'm trying to really beat the drum in support of the quote non-beer bands, the bands that are going to play some R&B, the bands that are going to do some neo soul, the bands that are going to do some jazz, smooth jazz, what have you. But the bands that aren't the rocky guitar driven type bands.
Sure.
And we need some venues around here for that. Now, a couple of places have opened their doors for that type of band. But guess what? People aren't coming out. People aren't coming out. And to that end, at least one of those places expressed to me that he's thinking about cutting it off.
Really?
People,
see, that's a shame.
You will lose what you do not use. And then you will sit around and talk about how there's nothing to do in Lynchburg.
As
well, guess
they
what?
always do.
If you don't come out and you don't support, you have no reason to complain about nothing going on in Lynchburg.
Absolutely.
I wonder if it has something to do with the way it's marketed. Like, how do you all get the word out? Because I don't recall hearing about, you know, live music and bands that are not beer bands per se being in Lynchburg.
You know, it has quite a bit to do with the marketing and how it's promoted.
Okay.
I highly admit that, because once I put that out there, and after I got through about 90 or 100 attaboys for putting it out there, somebody came up, Mr. Taylor, there's one point. You have this habit of posting notice for your gigs 2 to 3 days prior to the actual event. I said, point taken.
Right.
We musicians tend to work so hard on the product
Right.
that we don't think about the promoting.
Yeah.
And then the next thing you know, it's the day before the gig. And we go, oh my God, we haven't told anybody this gig is happening.
Right, right.
So it's to me, it needs to be a collaborative effort. There's a certain need at this point for non-musicians who are fans to step up and say, hey, you guys are working hard doing what you do to make this product that nobody is appreciating. I would like to help you get that product exposed, so I will step up and help you with the promotion. Right. You can go ahead and work on what it is that you do, and I will help get the word out. That way, we help to maximize your involvement in the art and minimize your involvement in the non-artistic endeavors.
Sure.
It's a give and take sort of situation. We've gotten used to, as a whole culture, of just walking into our houses or wherever and sitting down and watching the screen, and it's a non-interactive process.
Right.
But you have to be involved in your own entertainment.
True.
You know,
That
you
is
have
true.
to have an active participation, and we're losing that. I've played in full houses and did great performances, and at the end of the performance, it's crickets. It's not because they don't appreciate it. They don't know how to respond. You don't applaud a television set, and that's what folks are used to watching. So people have to actually be instructed that now you can applaud.
Now you can applaud.
You know, because people don't
sign.
do that anymore. And what I'm trying to do is get people back out to appreciating other people.
Right.
You know, people to people.
Yeah. That's
And we're at a crossroads right now in Lynchburg, especially downtown Lynchburg. We could go either way right now. I look up and down, and I made a comment, earlier. I was on the phone with you where I said I played in Roanoke last night.
right.
I got there about 45 minutes prior to gig time, offloaded my gear up into the venue, had 20 minutes left to set up, and spent the next 25 minutes driving around looking for a place to park my vehicle.
Right.
Here in Lynchburg, you can park in the middle of Main Street and
That's
not
true.
inconvenience anybody.
That's true. That
Okay?
is true.
We need to get people down. We need to stop talking about revitalizing downtown and re-energizing downtown and re-energize downtown.
Absolutely.
The time for talking about it is over. Do it.
Long
Get down
gone.
here and do it.
Exactly.
Don't talk about it. Be about it.
See, that's why I needed you on this show, because to voice that opinion, because I say it a lot of times, and I know Jamil and Be Rich, we all out there trying to drum up stuff, similar sentiments, but you know, to have a person like you to come on who is, like I say, a legend, to who have seen it from.
You've given me a number of bits of advice over the years, none of which I've taken.
Very smart man. Very intelligent.
But one of the things that you brought up to me was that with my quote supposedly high profile in town, I should be the point man for live entertainment here in town. Somebody wants to know something about live entertainment, I should be that guy, and I need a quote public megaphone.
Yeah, such as this one.
to reach out for that.
Absolutely.
And I think, although I've had a tendency over time to go my own path, I think that's a good idea. I think it's a time that's an idea whose time has come.
Yeah.
And so I'm open to developing that idea.
Awesome.
If
you're the man for the job.
if you and your connections and your expertise are willing to
absolutely
work with me.
Absolutely. Because you're the man for the job. You have the vast musical knowledge, and you know.
Plus, I'm a local legend.
And you're a local legend. And when you put something on, or when you're involved with it, people know it's going to be quality. That's the key, I think. People know when they see Lew Taylor's name attached to it, musically, that it's going to be a quality event. So you're going to get the quality people, and that's really who needs to start really coming out.
No, I'm just trying to build my legend.